Well, my name is Brinsley McNamara and welcome to the Weird Ireland podcast. Irish pop culture is a huge and popular theme online and in material. Fatal Aviation or Potato Man t-shirts, odd Irish TV moments clipped on social media, memes that analyse the funny aspects of Irish culture, such as older men who drink at bars and the like. And anyone on Instagram in the last couple of years may have come upon the account Hiberno Toys, which showcases high quality toys, but not like a Barbie or an Action Man or Lego. Instead, we have toys of Paddy Losty, the legendary pint man of memedom, Father Jose Fernandez, a fictional priest who makes a brief appearance in one episode of Father Ted. If I'm wrong about one appearance, do correct me. I can only remember him the one time. The mystery man who slipped on the ice in the news in 2010, and Shergar, a racehorse who disappeared in 1983. If that lineup got your attention, fortunately here with me to talk right now is the owner of Hiberno Toys and maker of said toys, Richard Collier. I got your name right, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. How are you doing today, Richard?
Good, thanks. Yeah.
How was that intro for you or that?
Good, yeah, worked for me.
Splendid. So, where are we at right now?
In terms of Dublin or?
Well, in terms of this is your, what do you call it?
My studio, I suppose.
Studio, that's it, yeah.
So, yeah, I've got my working desk with laptop and 3D printer and toy display area.
Uh-huh.
And then the kind of working desk, which is like dirty work for like sculpting and painting. And then walls are kind of covered in references and kind of past bits, spare parts, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this specifically where you just make the toys, or because do you work as a furniture maker or designer? Is that right?
I studied it and I worked in it for a little bit, but
Yeah.
I haven't really done that now in a while.
Furniture designer, furniture making. Or,
Yeah. And I did graphic design. I still do a bit of graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I can do that all from my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is where I do everything. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Right. I was just I was thinking, is this specifically like the headquarters of Hiberno Toys? You know?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Do you use the 3D printer for other things or mainly for toys?
Well, it's mainly for toys, but it's a weird thing. Like when you have a tool, you end up trying to find uses for it.
Uh-huh.
So you'll end up trying to solve problems for anything. Like,
you know, when your head's a hammer, every problem's a nail.
Yeah.
I heard that like a week ago, and I thought I had you say that.
yeah. So yeah, I've downloaded this. There's a good website called Cult 3D, and there's a lot of like free models you can download. So
Right.
Nieces and nephews were fascinated by it, so I printed out some stuff for them. But yeah, it's pretty handy.
I've never seen one in action, to be honest. I'm not saying use one now or anything like that, but I've just never seen one in action. I've seen one like once or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now at Father Jose Fernandez in a box. I'm looking right now at Peg Sayers in a box. I'm looking right now at Local Man. Just he was one of the first ones, was he?
He was, yeah. The first one was that property developer.
Oh,
Ronan. Johnny Ronan.
Yeah.
And he was made from like a wrestler toy.
I saw that. Yeah. Where'd you get the idea of making specifically a toy about a property developer and in the body in particular of a wrestler?
Well, I suppose I had always thought about making like action figures, but like not ones that you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose I saw him and I was like, what kind of toy would he be? And I thought, oh, well, he'd have to be like a wrestler figure.
Mm-hmm.
And then within that, I didn't know any wrestlers, so I was
Yeah.
like, I need to find one with a beard and some kind of thing I can turn into like long hair.
Uh-huh.
So then I just went rooting around. I think I bought it online.
Do you know what wrestler it was, or do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I think it's in one of my stories. I think there was the first few figures I made like reels about them, or like, you know, when you post multiple images in the same
A story highlight.
store highlight.
Yeah.
And it shows the process. His name might be in that.
I must have a look at that again. The one of the story highlights, they're actually the bits I kind of I have a bigger laugh at. I prefer the most because when you see the Peg Sayers doll, doll action figure toy, you know, that's funny, that's humorous, and the level of detail gone into making it, where even the boxes looks very professional, everything is funny. But then when you actually look at the making of, and I think it's an Emperor Palpatine toy.
Yeah. I'm often like, the toys work either one way. I see a toy and I'm like, what could that be? Or you have an idea and you figure out what's closest to it that I can adapt. Yeah, it's an Emperor Palpatine. I get
because that's such a. I even looked and I was like, oh, that's too funny. That's too funny.
Yeah.
The hood up and everything like that, and even like the wrinkled face and everything.
Yeah,
it was all just really right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty perfect.
I mean, my favorite one of the story highlights by far is is, and I've shown it to a lot of my friends, is when you made a Colomini from the van.
Oh yeah.
And like, I've actually never seen the van to this day.
Okay.
Never seen it. But I know Colomini's in it. That's about all I know.
Yeah.
When I say to the guys, look how he makes like a Colomini toy. And I have watched a lot of Star Trek. So when they see like it's just a Miles O'Brien doll paint. See, that must have been the easiest one to do. What would it have been?
It was, in terms of, the figure was the easiest. There was a bit of shaving away.
Yeah.
The packaging was probably more challenging because he was a bigger size.
Okay.
And to make that kind of plastic bubble, I had to like use a heat gun over a frame. And
okay, like
now,
the ones that encase those plastic.
So the smaller ones, the ones that mostly used now are Star Wars figures. So I actually buy those little bubbles, or blisters, some people call them.
Mm-hmm.
I just buy them online now. But in the beginning, I was making them, and it was the same with the Shergar one. And it was just really temperamental and inconsistent. So it's like I have to figure out I either have to buy a machine, which I tried and didn't work, or I'll just buy them these more like standardized ones.
Right.
So that was the most challenging part of
was just making the plastic casing for him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. Is he very? Where is he? Is he very
he's
big?
sold. He's gone.
sold.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's the actually still have the Star Trek card up on the wall. I think I still have the O'Brien badge behind it.
Class.
Yeah.
And like you were saying when we were talking about the property developer one, that you wanted to do this for a while. How come you wanted to do this for a while? What drew you to making, I don't know what way to describe it, alternative risque Irish toys?
I've found drawings from when I was a kid of like making like Chucky style dolls, and like I had drawn the packaging and everything. So it was kind of there for a very long time. And then I had collected toys from, I'd say, my like late 20s. And then I had just on Instagram, seen makers of like action figures, custom action figures. And I was like, oh, this is quite, they kind of showed a pattern or kind of a way you could get into it. It's like, it's not that hard. Like it's accessible enough that I could give it a go. So I just gave it a go. Yeah. And then I had done a few of them before I had kind of posted it online. Yeah. And then it kind of blew up on Reddit.
Yeah, I was wondering where did it blow up from, or what was the one that kind of put legs on it?
I think a good few of them had been posted. The Peg one started a few arguments.
Yeah.
Just people's like trauma. But no, my brother had asked me, it's like, oh, you should post this online somewhere. And I was like, I don't have enough credit on Reddit or whatever you need.
Yeah, points or
something.
I can't remember. I'm not much for Redditor.
Yeah, I hadn't been in enough arguments on Reddit to justify posting something. So he was like, I'll post it. So he posted it and then like blew up. Yeah.
r/Ireland.
Yeah.
Groovy. I mean, what was the people's reception to the Peg one? What was the controversy?
Oh, I think they're like traumatic memories of reading the book.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing, I never did that book in school.
No, neither did I.
Really? Okay. No. So we don't care.
I don't care. She's just a photograph to me. Like,
yeah.
No, we had a terrible book called Dún Varú Ar an Dart.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah, Murder
on the Dart.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And there was a guy.
Well, we're not even the same age. It sounds like we were in school together.
Yeah, terrible book. Yeah. And then for Leaving Cert, I did a book called Untrial, which is about Magdalene Laundries, which is another very depressing book.
It sounds like the Franz Kafka book, but in Ireland, Untrial.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. He does a book called The Trial. He does a book called The Trial. Yeah,
I don't know. Okay.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
I don't know about Untrial. I've not read that one.
Yeah. So, I had no relation to Peg at all.
No.
But, she seemed like iconic enough. So, and a very unlikely toy for like a 5-year-old to play with. So.
And how about the other like inspirations for some of the other ones? Like, let me see here. What ones? That was actually one I wanted to mention. There was one. I know what most of them are, but that one there, the Anna Livia.
Oh yeah.
What is that? I saw that on your Instagram. What is? I don't even know what it is.
It was like a fountain come sculpture that was on like right in the middle of Grafton Street, or not Grafton Street, O'Connell Street, where like the spire is now, I think.
Yeah.
And it was gifted to Dublin by like the Smurfit family. So they had to put it there.
Yeah.
So, but it was like a very significant, like you can see there on the box, the size of the fountain, but it was actually a lot bigger than that in scale in comparison to the statue on it. And it was just a big, significant statue in the middle of the city. But it was like, I think it got kind of grotty. And people were like washing up liquid in it and like drinking on it and like
Yeah.
So they took it away, but the statue part of it is now. If you go to like Collins Barracks, there's a park near there called like Croppy's Field or something.
Oh,
Croppy's Field.
I noticed at Bully's Acre, but that's just a different thing. But it's also near it. Yeah.
But there's that is there now in a lake, small lake.
Okay.
But kind of awkwardly posed because the backing of the structure isn't behind the statue. So she's kind of like she's halfway through a Pilates pose or something.
Who is that, Olivia? Is it even a person or a?
I think it's just like represent Ireland or Mother Ireland. Like
It wasn't lasted that long because I have no memory of that whatsoever. I honestly have never heard of that or seen a photograph of that even.
I think it kind of was gone around the mid-90s.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen that. Yeah.
You probably don't remember the Millennium Clock either. I did a toy on that.
I saw the Millennium Clock toy. I was going to mention that. I never saw that. And I don't think I heard about it until I saw it Reeling in the Years many years later. Oh, yeah. What is the exact story with the Millennium Clock?
I think it cost like 45 grand. And it just kept getting too dirty in the Liffey.
Yeah.
And it stopped working a few times. And then they had to take it out for the Liffey swim race.
Uh-huh.
And then it just had so many problems. They were just like, let's just get rid of it.
And like it's counting down to the millennium. Well, duh, it's counting the millennium clock's counting down to the millennium. Like even by design, that meant there was only going to be there for however so long they put it in there till the millennium. Then they're just going to take it back out.
Yeah, I think it was there. I think it was there put in around 96, and there was actually a machine on O'Connell Bridge, like a postcard machine, where you put money in, and postcard comes out, and it's time stamped with the exact time you bought it. With like seconds left to the millennium. We had one of them, but I don't know where it is.
Pretty cool idea, but I don't know why they thought to put it inside a river.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could you even see the numbers short? Like,
yeah, you could. Yeah. I mean, it was clear at night.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know why. Because it's better now, but the Liffey wasn't really well utilized within the city.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. Someone had an idea and pushed it through. Maybe kind of have a passing knowledge of local history and that's kind of all I need to make these, like, mostly.
Yeah, I've noticed that because I mean, you even I saw it last night when I was looking at a bunch of your figures, and then it's right in front of me right now. The Dublin City Council, is that the Dublin City Council buildings?
Yeah.
That was built in the 1990s. Am I right in saying?
No, 2000s? Earlier than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think construction. Oh, I get mixed up now. I think it was in the 70s.
Oh.
I think the early 70s they started construction, but it was like they had been excavating it for like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finally got fed up and found a loophole to get around the whole national history thing.
And to kind of attribute that, you made a toy that was, when I looked at it in the picture, I was like, I don't get this isn't weird.
Yeah.
But it's actually like an excavating toy. You can like dig into the Dublin City Council building and excavate artifacts, real ones that were found on the site.
Yeah, so the where this idea came from was I was just in a shop, and you know the way they sell like cheap kind of €2 shops in like newsagents, and there was one. It was like an Egyptology one, and I was like, oh, what would the Irish version of that be? I was like Dublin City Council, because I knew the story about, they had excavated it and then filled it in with concrete when they got impatient essentially. So, but it's going to be in an exhibition now from tomorrow actually
in Carlow.
Yeah, in Carlow.
In Carlow, yeah.
And they asked me to make a film of the excavation. So I was like hammering plaster here last week, opening one up. And I hadn't realised that I had made the plaster actually quite strong. So I really had to like knock it apart. So it can be dug out, but it's like a bit of a task. Yeah.
And so that's made out of actual plaster, like you'd plaster a wall with? Or what's that made out of?
Well, I don't know, it's plaster of Paris anyway.
Yeah.
But it's quite tough. So yeah, the little hammer included wasn't enough. I had to use like a serious hammer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
oh my god, the kit is actually, I see the kit is actually really big. That must be your biggest package thing.
Yeah. Apart from all the lads one.
Yeah, but that's like a collection, isn't it? That's like a collector's edition. And so you've made all the toys are made out. Well, yeah, I think all the toys are made out of action figures from largely Star Wars, but also Star Trek or whatever else works.
Yeah, they've mostly been Star Wars. Yeah.
How do you, like, you don't always just paint over them. Sometimes you have to alter the shape of them a little bit to kind of make them fit the character they're becoming.
Yeah. I always have to alter the shape of them, but sometimes it's easier depending on, you'd be strategic about who you use.
Yeah.
So like with Paddy Losty, like there was a lot of clay went into his belly and neck, and then a sanding, and you're sculpting in stages, because you might have to fill out an area, but then you have to smooth that off before you put a different layer on top of it. So like, you're doing his belly, but then you gotta sand that down before you put his jacket on, because some of the belly will be exposed. So that can be a long process. Yeah.
Was there any dud Paddy Losties that you just got wrong and had to start again on the way, or does that ever happen?
No, no, it hasn't.
Just must take incredible well, I don't know, I've never had to make a toy, but it must take quite a bit of foresight to pull this off, or does it?
I suppose a little bit. Well, I'd been through art college, and you're kind of working with your hands a bit, and I'd made like plasticine models as a kid. I got into like Aardman, Wallace and Gromit, and I'd made like little films as a kid.
Class.
So I suppose from then I was kind of thinking ahead that way.
Right.
But yeah, you just take your time and you just go at it.
How long does a Paddy Losty take to put together?
I don't know, a few days.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Because the clay I use is like a epoxy clay, and it takes a while to dry. So it'd be like there'd be like drying time between stages. It's not the most efficient. I'd like to get into 3D printing, and I could I could like design something and print off a load of them.
One of my buddies recommended that to me. I showed him your page about a week ago, and he suggested, he's stone mad about 3D printing. He suggested that you make one and then scan it and then just and then 3D print loads of them, or something around those lines. Is that a viable idea? It
is, but what I would probably do is I would model them in 3D, because you could get a higher level of detail.
Right.
There's a lot of guys now doing like custom action figures online that they're producing them to like a factory level of like quality and detail, and they're making them, particularly with Star Wars, there's guys making characters that they had always wanted as action figures, but that were never made, and they're making them to like that same quality of like the original toys.
What kind of ones?
Oh God, I don't know Star Wars characters, but like they're
me neither.
There's a lot of them though.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Funky McClunky. He's been making all the Andor figures recently, and the more modern stuff. And then there's a guy called Stan Solo who's made a lot of the original Star Wars stuff, where they'd make like alternatives of the robots. So the ones in the backgrounds,
Oh, right.
So the variants of like R2D2 or C3PO.
Is that legal?
No, it's not. And like I think the gray area is that like I think it's no harm, because if anyone's gonna have a problem with it, would be Disney. But
sure.
they're not gonna take that line down. But I think they probably see it more as like promotion and like tribute rather than anything kind of threatening.
Yeah.
Because these guys, they make them in factories, but like the quantities they're making them in is maybe like 500, and then they're selling them for like 45-50 quid each. So I don't think they really see them as a threat.
Fair, yeah. They're still happening anyway.
Yeah. So yeah,
I didn't even realize that. Like, and these, I don't know, like when you make them out of Star Wars figures, Peg, for example, are these things from the 1970s or 80s or?
The ones I use. Yeah.
And there's still that many hanging around.
Yeah, God, they were made in such huge numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen one. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one of these things before.
Really?
Yeah.
I buy them online.
Yeah.
Or like car boot sale kind of thing.
How much does an Emperor Palpatine cost that you turn into a Peg Sayers?
I suppose it would depend on the quality.
Yeah.
The state they're in. So I would try and use ones that are like a bit knocked around. So it'd be like, you'd be looking at one and you'd be like, well, I don't need his head, so that's okay if there's a big gash through his head. But yeah, you'd be paying anywhere between like €3 and €10, for a figure, depending on the quality. Sometimes they're more. If you like, you can still buy ones in very good condition that collectors buy, and you're talking like 25 up. There was the Fergal Quinn one, which is gone. I made two of. He was a Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost. When Darth Vader dies and his Force Ghost comes back as him as an old man. And I was just
deconstruct that phrase and phrase in my head for a minute.
So I was just looking at that figure and I was like, God, he looks a lot like Fergal Quinn. And that was the basis of and then his daughter ended up buying it.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. You're on the Meet Your Maker podcast. Yeah, I heard that there. I was looking at it this morning. I did think, I didn't know what piece you used to turn that into Fergal Quinn, but I even looked at the picture and it did look very, very like him, didn't it?
Yeah. So it was the Anakin Skywalker head. I bought the figure just for the head.
Yeah.
And I bought like 2 or 3 of those, and they weren't cheap. And it was a Lando Calrissian body. And that body is so useful for like loads of figures. Any man who needs to look like they're from like the 20th century. So he essentially looks like he's wearing a shirt and pants. Like,
yeah. Is that him right there?
Yeah. So, that body gets used a lot. So I have a little bag somewhere full of Lando Calrissian heads that I have no use for.
I'm holding the piece you're working on right now. We've got a Lando Calrissian body, and that looks like a head from something else.
That was a Imperial officer head, and I've just carved off his hat.
What are you doing with him?
Well, this one I'm just using so I could carve the head off him, or carve the head.
Right.
I'm going to take that head and he's going to be a Man of Iron figure. That old, I think you've got
the reference pictures up there.
Yeah, it was like a 1930s like mockumentary about the Aran Islands. And
mockumentary?
Yeah, it wasn't real.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I actually don't know this one.
So,
did they even shoot it on the Isle of the Aran Islands?
I think they did. Yeah, I think it was 1932, 1935, somewhere around there. But they were like, it was showing them going like basking shark fishing, and apparently they hadn't done that for like 50 years when it was made. So like, yeah. And
they're I'll give you back your I don't know what to call that. Your Blaskin Island man. Your Aran Island man.
Yeah.
That sounds a little funny, having a mockumentary in the silent movie era. No, pardon me, 1932, just about sound.
Yeah, I don't know if it's silent.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. But I think they went back years later and made a film with all the original people and like interviewed them.
Cool.
But you can find the full length one, Man of Iron, on YouTube. But it's quite bad quality.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah.
I'll check that out. I mean,
yeah.
You must have an interest in history, that you've made Man of Iron. You've also made the Ran Boy.
Oh yeah, Ran Boy.
Yeah. The one with the proper full straw regalia.
Yeah. It's like, I do have an interest, but pretty passing. You go down rabbit holes and you find these weird stuff, and like Reeling in the Years is a great source.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want to do anything that anyone's really kind of expecting. So you get suggestions, and then they're never things I would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are, I'm like, God, someone suggested that now. Can I even do that? Because it's not as much as a surprise.
Yeah. What is one of the most common one people have suggested to you? Can I make a guess? Can I make like 2 guesses?
Yeah, go on.
Dustin the Turkey.
No, never.
That would be hard to do, would it?
I think if I did something like that, it would be like a realistic version of a turkey man.
Oh,
like some kind of weird, like,
that would be funny,
mutant figure.
Yeah. Had that ever occurred to you?
No, not really. No.
One more guess. The Tato Man.
No.
But
I have thought about doing that because I used to work in a company, and they had worked a lot for Tato.
Mm-hmm.
And as a going away gift for whoever they were working with in Tato, he sent him an image of he had illustrated an image of Mr. Tato naked.
Mm-hmm.
The guy got a great laugh out of it. But now they're popping up everywhere. It's like, seems to be a copy of that drawing, like on stickers in bars and stuff in the toilets.
There's been a big, I don't fully understand the whole lore of it, but there was a big, there was a meme page. They're right. There was like a naked Tato Man meme page that appeared not long ago.
Yeah.
But and I can't remember the name of it, but the guy got a cease and desist, I'm pretty sure. So
did he?
He did, yeah. So
God.
the page isn't called or looks like a naked Tato Man. It's just something different, but people remember as that it used to be that.
Okay.
And what ideas have people floated past you?
Oh, just those kind of Dublin characters. There was like a woman on O'Connell Street who used to dance. I think she's called like Mad Mary or something. And the Bang Bang guy. He used to go around with a giant key.
Oh, really?
And he'd like start shouting bang bang at people pretending he had a gun. other than that, I can't think. There was your one who don't take treacherous journeys. That one.
Oh, the wind thing.
The wind thing. Yeah.
See,
yeah.
once you've done the guy slipping on the ice, that's kind of nearly the same thing. It's specifically news lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like I've done one of them. That's kind of enough now.
Yeah.
But apparently he was a barrister, and one of the reasons why he never came forward, because like he didn't want it to like taint his reputation or take over his reputation.
Where did you hear that? Because I did look into it. I mean, there's a lot of things being said online. I put out like on my story in Weird Ireland asking people if we've got any information, and a few stories did crop up from different people that were similar. Like a lot of them said he was a foreign student, and a lot of them said a lot of people said they knew him and he worked in a bar with them or something like that.
Right,
but nobody could really. There was nothing really concrete.
Well, a barrister told me he was a barrister.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's likely. Like
yeah.
I mean, he could also be dead.
He could be dead.
Like, and it's like that's why he didn't come forward.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't know. I think like whatever he was, he's walking pretty confidently on ice.
Oh yeah.
And ego's probably quite bruised. So
I wonder, does he know?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but what if
he was Irish? He definitely knows.
What if he's a foreign student? He's no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll never know.
So people have pitched you some Dublin characters like that,
Yeah.
and you're not keen to do them. What other future stuff are you keen to do? Are you keen to keep it, or maybe you don't want to let your plans loose?
No, to a certain extent. Like, well, these two now I'm working on are Man of Iron and the Dice Man, who is this Dublin street performer.
Can I see him?
Just watch his head there.
Okay.
But yeah, so at the moment, he was this street performer on Grafton Street, so he would have been around kind of the 80s. And he used to like trek up from, I think, Sligo or Galway every weekend and do street performing. But he'd wear different costumes, so like, and he sometimes did like he seemed to do like commercial costumes, like he'd be dressed up as like a teapot and he'd be like promoting Barry's tea or something. Or one day he was in like a giant condom. And he must have been, I think it was for like Virgin Megastore or something.
All right.
Maybe not, but he was definitely dressed as a giant condom. But he was up in court for like lewd behavior, or he must have been showing more than he should have. But he turned up to court in like a purple jumpsuit. So I was like, that's another option for an alternative costume figure.
And what's he doing in this picture? He's got like, is he actually wearing a mask or is that makeup?
That's makeup.
That's makeup. He's got like a fake. He looks like that character from Flash Gordon. No, Ming the Merciless. Is that what he is?
Yeah. No, I don't think he's trying to be him, but like, yeah, it looks definitely kind of partially inspired by it. And he has a dice in his hand, so yeah. But he just kind of pull faces at people and like stay still and yeah.
And what gave you inspiration to just pick this guy in particular? It was something that looked doable and eye catching and a surprise for people.
I just thought it was like a person of note that should be like recorded to a certain extent, and one that maybe wasn't kind of expected. So that's kind of why, yeah. And then he's like, it's something you can do. He's not like overly complicated or difficult. Yeah.
Has anyone ever tried to commission you for like, I'll pay you this much or however so much it costs for this idea I'm giving to you?
Yeah. So I've been asked to make like, I remember someone wanted one of their daughter for her birthday. And I was like, the daughter will definitely not want this. So I was like, sorry, I don't do those commission jobs, but I don't really do them because, if they're not really what I want to work on.
Yeah.
And also they weren't kind of the figures I would want to make. So, and I've had other offers, like someone wanted me to make a Nage from
that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean
that wouldn't be hard either.
It would work out well, but I was like, if I'm going to make this, it's going to be more expensive. But it was just too much for them, so fair enough.
Yeah.
But no, not many offers. Like I've had scenarios where I've made one of something and then it's sold and someone else inquires about it, and like I will make a second one. That's happened twice. I've made a second Paddy Losty and a second Fergal Quinn. So I think that was the only scenario where there was like doubles. Yeah.
And the originals of those sold as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And so is all of these things for sale, or
These ones here are for sale, yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
And nobody wanted a Passion of St. Tibulus toy.
no. I really thought that would have been like gone pretty quickly. I knew no one would want the Charlie Haughey one, but I was like, I want to make this.
What ones have sold?
Local Woman has sold.
Mm-hmm.
I've sold a few Dublin City Councils. The Urban Youth.
Mm-hmm.
What else? The Shergar one. Johnny Ronan one. Ronan, what was he called? Ronan the Developer.
Uh-huh.
Fergal Quinn's. What else? There's a Eamon De Valera as Dracula.
Oh, I've seen that one. That one's very funny. Was that even? Did you even have to do anything to that one, or was it literally just a Dracula toy?
It was. I think there was a little bit of sculpting, and painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. That again was probably the most complicated part of that was the packaging again, because I had to mold that by hand.
Yeah.
The plastic, with a heat gun. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I thought I might get a bit of abuse for that, but I didn't. Everyone's been quite nice, mostly. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't had anything bad, really.
Except for Peg Sayers. Is that the worst you got?
Yeah, but not even directed at me. It was just like people were like, oh God, I remember that book.
I just want to mention the packaging, because actually some of the times it's really, really mind-boggling looking at how elaborate this packaging is for a toy that's fake, and there's only one that, well, not fake, it's a real toy, but a toy that was not, originally made and, sold in shops, and there's only one of them. Like the Utes ones on the back has all the characters and has all of their presumably fake Snapchats.
Yeah.
It just looks so in detail. Are those real handles, I wonder? Did you ever check?
No, I didn't. God. Someone's going to send me a letter. No, I was just like, what are some terrible Snapchat names? So like, yeah.
Mofton 00, Stoozy, Jason, just spell JSN _ era. Yeah, it all checks out.
Bad Badger. So so most of them are only front. There's only a design on the front.
Uh-huh.
But I was listening to a video by that guy Funky McClunky, and he was complaining about the ones that Hasbro have re-released of the Star Wars, that the card backs are just very uninteresting. They're basically like, legal notice essentially.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh, the back of the card was half the fun, looking at the back of the card. And like, what, if you got a toy, what else could you get? So I was kind of inspired by that to like, okay, I'll make a decent card back. So it kind of details the other figures. And then you've got there's like a token you can collect to send away for the accessories, which are like, angle grinder and hatchet and like scooter. And
there's a barcode. Does that actually work?
No,
it won't scan. If you scan it, there is no product.
I think there might be a product, but it's not what you'd expect. I think it might be some orange juice or something.
Oh,
yeah. And then there's a call to join the fan club, and the address there I think is a Domino's in Rathmines, or it used to be anyway. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I mean, that one in particular, I really did. I didn't even know that was right behind me when I was describing it to you. That one really stuck out to me. The detail on it. It's like years ago in video game cases, even just back in PS2, the video in the booklet on the inside of it was really, really, really detailed. There'd be maps, there'd be character lists, there'd be item lists, there'd be everything in there. And now they're just how you turn the machine on, largely.
Sad.
Yeah.
And the photos there, they're sketches, but the photos I based them on were actual, like, when they take photos of people going into the criminal courts.
Oh, really?
That was real, like, teenagers going into the criminal
courts.
My
God.
Yeah, so yeah. Or based on, I think I altered them enough so they weren't recognizable, but yeah, they're based on real people.
And is this like, this isn't even talking about the toys. This is just talking about the back of the box and the amount of detail and time that must have gone into this.
Yeah.
Is this like your main hobby or passion?
Well, I have a background in graphic design, so
yeah,
it's, I can do it. But like, I suppose the passion would be like, I collect as well, so I kind of know what I want. So yeah, you kind of, what's interesting or nostalgic about the packaging. So it kind of, yeah.
Well, have you ever wanted to see, like, make Hiberno Toys a business model type thing or something like that? Something that can actually be an earner?
Yeah, that would be cool. I suppose the issue with Ireland is like it's limited market, and there just wouldn't be a huge market for it unless you could really get the price them down. And that's where like the 3D modeling would help with that. But even then, it's still, you know, pretty limited. It's a very, very niche. Like
it is very niche.
The content is probably the more value in the content than there is the product.
True. Yeah.
So, but no, that's still cool to do. Like
I remember on the Meet Your Maker podcast. I don't know if it's still your thinking now, but you were thinking about making it more international, not just specifically stories, that kind of thing from Ireland. Is that still something you'd like to do?
Yeah, I have there's a long list of international subject matter. I haven't released any of that yet, but yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. Okay, I'll go ahead. Would you do that under the Hiberno Toys name? Because seeing how it's not.
No, I'd probably do it under a different name, just because it might confuse people. But no, definitely would do that, and it'd be more content based, I suppose. So probably more videos, and then explaining the history of the characters or scenarios or whatever. And that I wouldn't rule out doing Irish subject matter in that, but you just need to explain it, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that'd be maybe a lot more work with cameras and that, but that could work very well for long form and then clip into short forms. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was one idea I had was to do Caligula.
Oh,
and he had these two big massive like river boats, and I'd be like, that would be a cool playset. And with like, you know, a little speedboat comes out the back of it, or, you know.
Oh, like not just an action figure, but a whole set or something?
Like a whole set.
Right.
Because it can get a bit repetitive with the action figures, but like of course there's some of them have accessories, but it'd be cool to do like a few play sets or vehicles, you know.
Yeah. What about Lego type stuff?
How do you mean?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know where I was going with that myself. Only that right next to me, there's loads and loads of Lego pieces. So I must have just got the word Lego into my head.
Yeah. So, well, I was just using those for building molds. So just using them for like the walls of the mold. So I used those for the DCC model.
Oh.
Just to make the mold, the silicone mold.
Huh. Wait, what? So right now I'm looking at, how do I describe this? It looks like. Can I touch it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, what's that made of?
That's silicone rubber.
Silicone. It's silicone rubber that's formed kind of looks like it's just color blue. It's what's this a mold for?
That's for the DCC building.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
So I'd fill it up halfway with the plaster and then pop the Viking artifacts in and then fill it up the whole way. So that was made from silicone rubber, yeah.
Do you have any other ones you had to do that you had to do in a mold like this?
Yeah, for like the little pieces as well. So the pieces for the little Viking artifacts, they were all made from
cool.
acrylic. So yeah, there's a bit of a smell off them.
we both sniffed at the same time. Yeah,
smelling nice books. So yeah, but they weren't made in plastic. They were acrylic, and I just put a dye in them, so it made them all purple.
Yeah.
So that was pretty labor intensive. That toy.
Yeah, just making the molds was labor intensive, even, or.
Yeah, well, and calculating, because I'd never used these molding materials before, either the plaster or the silicone rubber. So calculating how much I needed, and then even for like when I was making the DCC building to mold out of, I was like 3D modeling the building online or on my computer, and it's accurate enough, but it's not perfect. Like, because I was looking at photos from like Google Maps, looking up at the building, so there's the stuff on like the roof line that I've missed, but it's fairly recognizable. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, actually, I forgot to go to this point. You started collecting toys in your 20s.
Yeah, late 20s. Yeah.
What do you collect? Do you still collect them?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So stuff from when I was a kid, like Turtles and Batman animated series, Jurassic Park, all the kind of 80s, 90s toys.
Cool.
Bucky O'Hare, James
that?
Bond. Oh, it's like this green space rabbit. And all his enemies were toads. And very good theme.
There was a lot
tunes.
of that back then, wasn't
Yeah.
there?
A lot of like, okay, I suppose this is a TV show. Really good theme tunes. James Bond Jr. His nephew.
Oh, his nephew.
Yeah.
See, I didn't really know what that was. I think I just kind of half pretended I knew what James Bond Jr. was.
Yeah, it's his nephew. So that was a good cartoon. Turtles, you'd know Turtles.
Oh, no, Turtles. Yeah.
Batman animated series.
Yeah. Watch that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
good. That still holds up. That's a very dark cartoon.
It does. I actually didn't watch Turtles, but I did watch the Batman animated series. Very much so, actually. Yeah.
Gargoyles. I've got some Gargoyles toys.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some Irish stuff. I've got some Zig and Zag toys. And there was actually way more merchandise in the UK for Zig and Zag than there was for Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, because
I didn't know there was Zig and Zag merchandise. Full stop.
Yeah, here there was like they would do little things like pencil case sets, and there was the teddies. But then it kind of blew up more in the UK because they had been on the Big Breakfast Show there. Mm-hmm. So there was much more of an audience there. So there's a board game and like jigsaws and like, yeah, there's loads of stuff.
I didn't realise the kind of cultural impact of Zig and Zag.
Yeah.
They kind of, people don't talk about those much these days.
No, it's
people still talk about Bosco. Bosco's still kind of on top.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a different era though.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're separated by like 10 or 15 years. They were showing reruns of Bosco when I was a kid, and
really?
we didn't realise they were reruns.
Oh, right.
They were just like, I think there was only like 10 episodes.
Why, is it from the 70s or something, or more older?
I think early 80s.
Really?
But they were still showing it in like the early 90s. Like they're just like, I'll just play it again.
For the longest time, I thought that Podge and Rog was a children's show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I just saw, and I think that was the joke, because they're puppets, and there was lots and lots of weird looking puppets that were children's shows in Ireland for decades.
Yeah.
And I think I said it to my mum up for one point, and she said something like, "That's not a children's show, that's for sick adults."
Yeah. Well, they had their show. They had the Podge and Rog show, and then they had that kind of talk show they made after.
Oh, hang on. So the original show was Podge and Rog, a scare at bedtime or scare before bedtime, and they're only like 10 minutes long each.
Yeah.
And then I think it was called the Podge and Rog. I think it was just called the Podge and Rog show.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be so funny.
They were they were very good.
Yeah.
But that's the same puppeteers as Zig and Zag.
Was it the same voices?
Yeah, same. Well, not the same voices, but the same two people.
Right.
But yeah.
Sometimes you can just get sick of doing kind of child-friendly stuff like that, and just like, I want to do just kind of really weird puppet stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know about the Rimini Riddle?
No. Oh, I've heard this. Oh, does it not exist, or nobody knows where it came from?
There's no way I was finishing this conversation about puppets and 90s and whatever, not mentioned the Rimini Riddle, because you might have seen it, and I've not met anyone that's seen it yet.
I definitely have seen it.
You've definitely. Yeah. So the Rimini Riddle, it's what's it, 1992 to 1994, something like that aired.
Yeah.
And it is puppets, but if you actually see them next to the puppeteers, I think they're life size pretty much. I think they're actually very, very big puppets.
Yeah.
And they're really, really unpleasant to look at.
Yeah, they're creepy. There's something creepy about them. There was a cartoon called what was it called? But it was about pirates, but the style of animation really creeped me out.
Was it Irish?
No, I think it was American.
Uh-huh.
But I can't remember what it was called, but I just remember like feeling like, ugh, these pirates give me the creeps.
And the 2D animated.
Yeah, 2D animated.
Because I want to look that up. I do like
it was called Pirates of Stillwater or something like that. Yeah, but similar. Give me a similar creepy feeling as the Rimini Riddle characters. But what is it? They can't be. No one knows who made it or something.
The Rimini Riddle, it definitely existed.
Pirates of Blackwater.
Pirates of Blackwater. I'm just getting the phone out now to have a look at it. I might recognize for all I know. Rimini Riddle. I would have been too young. I would have been alive, but I would have been too young to really actually seen it.
Okay.
But there was a lot of shows that looked like it at the time, so you could look at a screenshot of it and think, did I see that?
Yeah.
It exists. We don't have any access to it. However, about I think 4 clips of it exist online. There's one about half episode is the most significant amount that we can get on YouTube. And honestly, a new episode portion just surfaced last summer.
Okay.
So in the Lost Media community, it was actually bigger in the American. There wasn't really an Irish Lost Media community online. But in in North America, the Lost Media community is huge. And they kind of came upon this thing first and very fascinated by how really, really, really weird it looked. And more of the news got out. Some people actually did over the years. Only the last 5 years actually found some more episode clips of it. We don't have a full episode. We don't have an intro. If you were to only watch the clips of it, you wouldn't be able to tell what it's about.
Yeah.
And what we do have the ending credits. We absolutely know everyone that's made it and everyone that's in it. But there is search groups, and when you go onto the search groups online, they have a pinned comment saying, "We've already asked the creators, they don't have it."
Oh wow.
Yeah. And seemingly RTE does have it, but it's not digitized. And the price of digitizing is really, really expensive. Okay. And they're not just going to do it for free for people. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I'd say it wasn't big enough for them to make money out of. So it wasn't like Bosco or where they re-released it on DVD. It probably wasn't popular enough or culturally significant enough to bother digitizing.
There's a lot of people who say who look back at it and say that they're not even really sure. They saw it as a child and say they're not even really sure if it was a children's program, because it was about it was like a murder mystery, and it was really kind of
really?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the thing is, that's the weirdest thing about the Rimini Riddle. The best you can do for the plot is pull together loads of recollections people have of what the plot was, and then the things that come up the most commonly you can presume is true, is part of the plot. And it's really bizarre. It's a murder mystery where I think it's two kids, a brother and sister, are orphans staying with their aunt who's really mean, and their parents have been murdered, and there's this pet that lives with them that's evil and has magic powers. And there's a painting in the house that when the children walk into the painting, there's two girls in the painting that are actually played by human actors, not by puppets like everyone else in the show. And that bit sounds weird, but that bit is pretty. There is photographs that is true. And the bad guys in the show are these floating monster puppets. And there is names for them. However, I don't think there's any footage of them. There's no photographs nor videos yet of what those things look like. So people are just really baffled by how odd the story sounds.
Wow. Okay.
And how scary it was meant to be.
I tried looking for like Morbeg stuff a while ago and couldn't find anything apart from like a handful of still images. And Tommy Tiernan was actually on that.
Really?
He was like one of the.
Was he Rossa?
I don't know. He was like a human presenter. On the show. Yeah. But yeah, no, I do remember that Rimini Riddle show, but I remember it was something like I didn't want to watch.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh God, I have to go through this before I get to what I want. Kind of thing. Like, yeah.
Little did you know it'd become one of the most sought after piece of Irish Lost Media.
Yeah, that's mad.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This is the Pirates of Dark Water.
Yeah.
That doesn't look so bad. That kind of looks like He-Man.
Yeah, I just found it creepy.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Rugrats will put me off because they're kind of faded out colours.
And how lumpy they were.
More the colour than the lumpiness. So, sometimes you just wouldn't be attracted to something as a kid watching something, and something about it would like turn you off. But yeah. But
Did you ever watch? Now it's probably after your time. You would have been very much a grown man by this point. Did you ever watch Samurai Jack?
No, but I was aware of it from like the kind of stylistic animation of it.
Yeah, it did look cool, and people look like retro. Maybe at the time people liked it too. I thought it was awful when I was a child.
Was it bad? Okay.
No, it was class. I mean, but like, when I was a child, I was expecting just colors flashing at the screen and people running fast. But that wasn't like that at all. It was really slow and contemplative.
Yeah, okay. It was.
So I didn't like it for that.
Kind of half for adults, sort of.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, adults could have watched it. Adults kind of watch it, no problem.
Was it made by the same people as like Dexter's Lab and?
It came out on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember that. I couldn't say who made it, but it did come out on Cartoon Network, yeah. Same as those two shows.
It was kind of like a graphic novel in animation, sort of, then, was it?
Very much so. I mean, wasn't necessarily kind of anime style. Well, in fact, it wouldn't be anime style at all. Maybe just slightly inspired by it. Check it out at some stage. I mean, in hindsight, I can appreciate it, but I thought it was... It didn't draw me at all at the time. I thought it was awful altogether. I thought it was just boring.
There was loads of really good live action TV shows in the 90s, but there was a lot of like post-apocalyptic stuff with kids.
Did you ever see The Tribe? Are you talking about The Tribe?
No, I'm talking about it wasn't Round the Twist, but it was called like Spellbinders.
I'm getting the phone out, just having a look for this.
It was a kid, and he gets transported into like a different dimension, and like there's these people, Spellbinders, which are like scientists come wizards, and they like control everything. And yeah, I think it was like and a lot of these shows were like Australian. These post-apocalyptic shows, like maybe it was all the crew.
Maybe there was one I watched called The Tribe, and it was about these groups of kids, and there was a disease. This was a kids show, even what I'm about to describe. There was a disease that killed all the adults in the world,
right?
And now they're kind of living in a Mad Maxian urban Mad Maxian post-apocalyptic place, and there's different tribes of kids that are kind of, you know, not friendly with each other.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's very much like really what you're describing there. Was that Australian? I'll have to look that up. I'll tell you what, Spellbinder does not look familiar to me at all.
Yeah, I read the book.
Yeah.
And then watched the TV show. But there was a show called Round the Twist, and all the stories were inspired by this Australian writer called Paul Jennings. And he would have been a contemporary of like the Goosebumps guy, R.L. Stine.
R.L. Stine, yeah.
And he just made these kind of creepy, weird short stories. And a lot of the stories from Round the Twist were from those books.
All right.
Yeah.
So it was another, how do you call it? It was another, what's the word for it? Anthology series like Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Right.
I think so, yeah.
There's actually certain ones of those that I can remember to this day because of how really, really scary they were. But I'm certain they weren't Goosebumps because those were a lot sillier. Some of the stuff I'm remembering in my head were not silly at all. They're very frightening.
You mean a TV show?
Yeah, it was a TV show. It was an anthology TV show that did anthology horror for a younger-ish audience, like Goosebumps and like Are You Afraid of the Dark? But I'm certain it wasn't Goosebumps because it wasn't silly. It might have been what you're talking about. Round the Twist?
Yeah, it was based in Australia. Maybe it was. I was thinking maybe it was Are You Afraid of the Dark, but it wasn't.
It might have been Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to look now.
There's probably a few more of them going around. But yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark was great as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the title sequence was terrifying. You'd be like, wait at the door.
Do you know whenever they throw the powder on the fire and it kind of lights up?
Yeah.
That is a non-dairy creamer.
Really?
Yeah. I learned that a bunch of years ago. And it does work apparently.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it looks like magic powder. No, it's non-dairy creamer.
One of the actors from that is in Peep Show.
Oh, who?
As an adult, I don't know her name, but one of the female cast.
Hardly Dobby or something. Or
no. I think whoever's American in it.
Oh, I can't remember her name. She goes out with Jez. Yeah. If it's her, yeah.
So she was in it. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Jeez, we're getting our 90s lore.
Yeah. Very much so.
Actually, yeah, Carlo tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So it's the opening of their summer show.
Yeah.
And also there's some kind of festival or midsummer thing going on down there at the same time. So it's the opening of the visual summer show. So I can't remember the exact title, but it's all about public art and like controversial art.
Oh yeah.
So my piece kind of fitted into the public art aspect of that concept. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And is it good? So you're bringing down some of these Dublin City Councils, or are you bringing down other stuff? Or are you making a movie of it, I think?
No, so there'll be a Dublin City Council toy displayed alongside a film of the excavation of one of them.
All right.
So people can kind of see how it works.
Yeah. Oh my God. Earlier on when you were saying a video of the excavation of it, I thought what's the expression with your hand in your face? I was face palming.
Oh, I don't know.
No, like when you do this, when a person does this.
Face palming, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying I was face palming because people can't see what I was doing this, listening to this. When you said a video of the excavation, I thought these people in Carlow were asking you to go on YouTube and get footage of like where Dublin City Council in the 1970s is being excavated and put that together for them for some reason.
Oh no,
it's the actual like the model that you made.
Yeah, I made it. Yeah, it was me digging the fake Viking artifacts out, and I made that plaster very thick, so I was like properly hammering. Yeah,
that's going to be groovy. Anyways, do you do other exhibitions like that often?
I was in one other one, but it was like a group show. But it'd be nice to get the more serious toys into like exhibitions. That would be cool. Yeah, that'd be nice. Or even just to, as I was saying, it would be cool to do like a play set or some kind of larger piece, and display that. That'd be great to do.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of like? I know there is a late toy show, but is there like an alternative toy show in Ireland that these things would suit?
Nothing televised anyway. The whole kind of art toy community, there isn't really one, no obvious one in Ireland anyway.
Yeah.
It'd be more the UK or the US, or in Europe as well. Spain does a lot of them as well. But yeah, nothing here. So there's going to be one in Sweden next year, which I'd like to get to. But yeah, nothing really in Ireland. Yeah. I think there's a lot of like even toy collectors in Ireland, but it's just not really public facing.
Oh yeah.
So and you've got a smaller pool of, options to collect here. Like we have car boot sales, but like the scale of them even in like the UK is so much bigger.
I've seen some videos going around on TikTok of guys that going to car boot sales, and they seem to know the value of things very well. Lots of people, some people are good at that and buying stuff for nothing and selling it on eBay for maybe 6 times the price, 8 times the price, something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I see these videos and I'm like, I've been to car boot sales in Ireland. That's what not like. It's effectively rubbish that you're sometimes just seeing being sold like in ones I've been to.
Yeah, I've been
nothing that could be worth value. Nothing in an original box. Like
it's like the end of a newsagent closing down. It's like a bag of sponges.
Yeah, shit like that. Like
yeah, but but there's like specialist ones. Like you would go to like a toy fair, or that they used to have them in Ireland when I was a kid. But like I don't know, the demand for them might have gone, or the stock went. I don't know. But I suppose when like everything's bought online now, there's less like surplus hanging around. So maybe that's part of why. There's no kids, like not as many toy shops in the suburbs, or
I was going to actually ask you about the toys. And that you just reminded me there. I better ask this question just so we can put this to rest.
Yeah.
Do you play with your toys in your collection, or these toys that you make here?
No, I don't. No. I just display them. My own collection is all just in boxes at the moment. It would be nice to display it, but I just don't have the room.
Yeah.
But no, I don't play with them now. I mean, if I do, like, say I do buy something online that has a moving part, I'll basically like take it out, play with it once just to see it works, and then like back in the box. Yeah.
Are they even like? Is Peg Sayers even malleable? Like, can your arms move?
Oh yeah.
Really?
They can all work.
Yeah.
Now they're like, they wouldn't be as robust now as how they were first made, because like it's all, it's paint, and it would scratch pretty easily if you threw it against the wall or whatever kids would do. But they all work. Yeah, you could open them and all the limbs would move. Like, so, that's kind of half the issue with the sculpting. You still want to maintain that movability.
I was thinking that, like, did a Paddy Losty work? Because he had very heavy clay go onto him.
I had to make sure he could like stand up and not fall front over. Yeah, but no, he worked both of them. Yeah, but
you could because you put a load of pints in with him as well, like loads.
Yeah, made loads of mini pints.
So can he?
No, he can't carry them.
He can't carry them. Yeah.
No. There was the priest who I made recently, the Armageddon priest. He can hold his, the end is nigh.
That guy! I'd never heard of that story before. That was very dangerous when he did run onto a racetrack.
Yeah, yeah. And then he stopped that guy from winning the Olympic running race.
What was the story with this? Was he an Irish priest?
He's an Irish priest, defrocked. Of course.
Oh, really? He was like...
Yeah, he's defrocked.
Like turned out of the priesthood.
Yeah.
That must be hard done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They don't do it to a lot of them.
No.
But he was defrocked, and then he just seems to be doing this full time. I think he was still doing it definitely up until a few years ago. You can find interviews with him on YouTube.
He's of the belief that the world's going to end, and
and
he needs to make people aware of this, I think.
Yeah. I think any significant change in the world he thinks is like related to the end of the world. But ran out in front of Formula One, and he would dance around London. I think he was even on like one of those Eurostar shows. He just showed up and started like Irish dancing on it, like,
class,
just for a bit of promotion. Like, but yeah, odd character.
Yeah, no, you've got a great collection of these odd characters, I must say.
Cheers.
Do you ever watch the what's it called? The Secret Nights of Tiernan Og?
Oh yeah.
Was that what it was called? The Secret Nights.
The Mystic
The
Knights.
Mystic Knights. The Mystic
Yeah.
Knights of Tir na Og.
It was more my brother watched that. He's a few years younger than me, but I remember it well. Yeah. There was a load. I was listening to a podcast about this recently, and apparently why they set it in Ireland was the tax incentives.
All right.
Of filming here.
Okay.
And then they were like, we'll just do a Celtic version of Power Rangers, basically. A friend whose dad was in Father Ted, he's also in that as the king. I don't know what the king's name is, but
it's hardly King Lear. What am I thinking? Lear, Jesus Christ, King.
Maybe it was like
fucking
Rohan
Shakespeare. Am I thinking?
I can't remember, but he's the king in that, and he was a priest in Father Ted. But I remember that well. There was like proper action figures as that as well. And
Really?
Yeah, and even McDonald's toys.
Really?
Yeah.
And only sold in Ireland. Well, that
I
might be.
don't know.
Was that broadcast in America at one?
I think it was
Fox Kids was it Fox Kids?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Bandai would have been the company.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just the toy company, I'm not sure. But no, I think it was broadcast in other places and it was popular.
Right.
And I don't know how many episodes there were.
Last I looked, some legend. I love when someone will never know who it was does this, but some legend uploaded every episode to YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. I love when some legend out there does that. And we'll never know who to thank for doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you can watch all of the Mystic Knights of Tir na Og on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. You can watch all like every series of Podge and Roger Scare Bedtime on YouTube. And it actually it works out to like 10 hours or something like that. So there's a silly amount of Podge and Raj episodes.
Because they were quite short.
Yeah, they're like 10 minutes. They were like 10 minutes long. There was just loads of them.
Brilliant.
So outside of work and Hiberno Toys, is there any other personal projects you got coming up soon kind of thing?
No, not really. Just collecting when I can. Which is like online mostly now.
Yeah.
But I have gone over. There's a show in, I think it was Birmingham I went to, where I just gone out of interest. There was a toy fair, which is like the largest in the UK. But yeah, I've been to Birmingham twice now, and I've never been to Birmingham because you go, you arrive in the airport, and then there's an event center that is connected to the airport.
Right.
So you just go on a monorail straight to this event center, and then back on the plane over. Yeah. So
handy.
Yeah, handy. But loads of toy dealers and stuff come to this one place in Birmingham and sell for the day.
Right. You don't sell, you just buy.
Well, you not that scale, but like when you're collecting, you end up selling because you might have spare parts or you buy a bulk of stuff because you want one thing in it and you can sell the rest on. But the buying and selling is funny because like you'll often end up in like a car park and like you're like looking across at someone and like, is this the guy?
Yeah.
And they're like,
is there haggling and is it like kind of hostile sometimes and like
websites I'd use would be like Facebook Marketplace and adverts and Done Deal and mostly adverts now for toys because you can look at people's rating and stuff and there's haggling and like you account for that so but it's funny, some people like you see you go through their their feedback and you see like negative reviews. You're like, oh, I have to read what comments people have left, and then it's like an argument over an action figure or like it's funny. But similarly with those kind of custom making toy guys, the Stan Solo guy, he had actually been in prison for he was making fake like Premier League jerseys or like maybe not Premier League but like the English clubs. And he had been like, that was his journey into toy making. But and then there was like rival custom toy companies that would like, they're saying they're like stealing each other's ideas, and then there's like the adult fans who are like, but they're all stealing an actual company's ideas. What do they care for stealing each other's ideas? Yeah, none of it's their property at the end of the day. But all this infighting, there's a lot. It's a whole other community. I didn't realize there was. I just love learning about kind of subcultures that are very, very big, but I know nothing about, and most people know nothing about. Yeah, I mean, I remember I joined. I tried to join the Facebook page just to see like all their output and stuff, but they were like, you have to make a purchase before you can join the Facebook page and prove that you're not connected to their rival. It was like fucking hoops to jump through, like.
Is there any particular website that's the forum board place to go to for advice on toys and, collecting and all this sort of thing?
Not that I know of.
Oh.
I suppose because there's so many different toy collecting niches. Not that I know of, no.
When you're going to this Birmingham, what do you call it, convention, is it action figure type toys, or can it be Lego, or can it be anything really?
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, action figures, Lego, I suppose Barbies and old, even there's like old dinky toys and like little cars. But I would say it would be like 70s up to present mostly. Because like if you think about the age group who are collecting stuff, it's like, when do they have money? And it's going to be like 30s on,
Right.
So like even like Power Rangers stuff is now becoming quite, which I wouldn't collect, but like that stuff is quite expensive now.
Right.
All the kind of mid 90s Power Ranger stuff, or like all that stuff.
How much would a secret Mystic Knight of Tyr na Nog cost?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that would be kind of more a niche toy. But you could probably get them online, I would say, from like 25 up.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
What's like a holy grail like unbelievable money kind of toy out there within at least maybe what you know?
Do you remember that film Small Soldiers?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually had some of the toys, I'm pretty sure, actually. Yeah,
some of them as well.
That was just made to sell toys, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But there's an action figure in that, and there wasn't many of them made. I can't remember the character's name, but and he's not particularly like necessarily the best one. But apparently they go for kind of 600 up.
Yeah.
Depending on condition and if they're in the packaging.
Right.
But a real holy grail for me would actually be something that wasn't even made into a toy. Did you ever see the film Big?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
I've seen most of it, yeah.
There's a scene where he's in a meeting and he's like, there's this toy prototype and it's like a building that turns into a robot. and he's like, why is this a toy? This is boring. But I was like, I'd love that toy. And there's discussions online about it, or like, was this a real prototype? Or like, and they're like, can we find from like the prop masters? People have gone through the like,
oh my God.
The listings at the end of the film, trying to find who the prop master was, and like finding where the robot is, and they're like, dead end, like can't find this robot. That
they call that some people call that lost physical media. Okay. Some people call it lost physical ephemera.
Yeah.
But that is its old big thing as well. Like, I mean, there was definitely one because it was in the movie.
Yeah.
Does that one still exist? Is there other ones? Yeah. That kind of mystery.
Yeah. So that would be cool. I actually saw yesterday on the weirdest things you see on Facebook Marketplace. It was like off a fairground ride, but it was 3 like paintings of like the 3 different Terminators. So it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then it was just the robot exoskeleton, and then it was year 1 from the like Terminator 3.
Yeah. But
they were off a fairground ride, so there was these portraits with all them surrounded by all the lights, and someone wanted like 200 quid for these like 3. They're almost like religious paintings on the stage, like they're all in blue. But all this kind of toy extension stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what to make of that last one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would it sell?
Well, it was just a once-off. It was like one of these, you see like really bad portraits of famous people on the side of like a circus van.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's the kind of thing it was. Like,
some people would like that.
Someone will.
They'll haggle them down though.
Yeah,
definitely.
Big bulky thing you want to get rid of, like.
I was going to say there. I was thinking about more toy type stuff. I should have thought of more. What do you call it? Like within the subculture of collecting kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I absolutely love that. I just love any subculture like that I don't know much about. Like
there's a really good TV show called The Toys That Made Us.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And which was really good. But there was another show that was called like The Toy Hunter, and it was this guy, and it was like those like American Pickers. Do you remember that show? They go around trying to buy like
storage units.
Yeah, storage units,
kind of thing,
or like buying like old like motorcycle ephemera. But this guy would just do toys. But his like collecting partner, he was like an adult man. Apparently, this is very common in the States. Like adult men into collecting My Little Pony stuff.
Oh yeah, that'd be huge. That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of this.
MLP is I don't know about now, but it was years ago a gigantic internet subculture and real life subculture as well in particularly North America. There's actually such a bizarre thing, but 11 AI like AI vocal replication software.
Yeah.
Where they take. In fact, it'd be very easy to do with me because there's a lot of my voice out there, but it'd be very easy to just feed my voice into 11 AI and produce a Brinsley McNamara. But that's very accessible these days on 11 AI in lots of places. But a bunch of years ago, when that type of technology was really at its beginning, a group of guys online really started to push it a lot of the way, specifically because My Little Pony got cancelled.
Okay.
And they really wanted to preserve the show or be able to create more of it or something like that. So using rudimentary technology that did exist at the time, this would have been about in the last 10 years, they began using voice clips from the show of the different characters to start replicating these characters so they could make more of it themselves. And it's really eerie to listen to the older recreations. It's kind of like when you hear like the myth of like the first voice recording ever was like a Mesopotamian pot maker who was talking loudly while he was putting a line into a pot, because because it's like how a record is made. It's just like a line getting scraped into something, and then you could scrape might be a crude word for it, but if you do it in reverse order, it'll play the sound waves back to you.
Right.
That's a myth. I know Mythbusters did that one, and they said it would be very, very, very hard to make it work, but you can get the ghost of a sound out of it.
Yeah. That's
what the oldest of those voice replication AI sounded like. It's just the ghost of a sound starting to become real. There's a really good episode. There's a podcast called Netlore. I think it's Netlore. And they talk about all kinds of weird net lore like that. And one of them is like this group of My Little Pony fans wanted to forever preserve the voices of. This is a really big tangent, but
it sounds very haunting. Like,
oh, it's haunting. Yeah, check it out though. Check it out. Yeah, they do great stuff on there. They've one episode about Jeffrey Dahmer's what's it called before the internet? Not the DARPANet. Unet? No.
Darknet?
Not Darknet. It's like before the modern internet. You had Usenet. His Usenet forum posts.
Okay.
It's the idea that before you have the World Wide Web, before you have the internet like we have it now, you just had the Usenet, which worked between specifically It was a linked up connection between universities in North America.
Okay.
It did exist, but it didn't have websites in the conventional sense, but it had forum boards. And there was myths on it that Jeffrey Dahmer would post about his murders on these forum boards. The timeline is possible. It did exist back then. It's almost certainly not true. Because only universities even had these computers, and he was not in university. He wouldn't have even had access to something that was on the Usenet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, check out Netlore. You get all this kind of stuff on there.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
Do, yeah.
God. Even when I was doing like the toys that were more like, potentially ones I could get a letter about, like the Father's Heads, and I was like, God, I need to generate the backgrounds somehow. So like, there's a lot of AI kind of used in some of them. Like, so
I've noticed that about certain ones.
Some of them are like Local Man that's just a photo from Google Street View of somewhere in the Midlands.
Yeah,
and some of them are real photos from just grabbed off the internet, but like the Country Gent, Charlotte Sahi, it was like I just described like a country house in the, in the countryside. But like the St. Tibulus one, it's great fun with. There's a whole folder of like images I couldn't publish of like just like you'd have to describe like I was the original poster in the episode looks like it's painted, and it's like a kind of half naked man like embracing a kind of porn star looking scenario, but like so I was typing stuff in like muscular saint oiled up with six pack, so there was loads of like photos of like vaguely porny stuff coming out of AI.
Which AI image developer generator? I can't
remember, but it was like I was just a free one, so I was getting like I could only generate like 3 images a go, and then I have to wait a day.
Yeah,
so that's what I was using.
It looks pretty. It looks pretty good, I must say, for a free one.
Yeah. It's just like I don't know if you ever saw The Devil's Advocate. Was it that movie with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves? Was that what it's called?
I've never seen it.
Devil's
I've heard the
Advocate.
name many times. I've never seen it.
The scenes in it where like it kind of slips in the show or the movie where it's like a devil scene and their faces are all distorted, and sometimes you get that with AI.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the hands and the faces sometimes look like all skewed and mushed.
Yeah.
So it was kind of looking like scenes from that movie at times.
I'm sticking on the list. I'm taking down all your kind of media recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have never seen The Devil's Advocate.
It's a good film,
and
actually,
especially if
as
it's got stuff like kind of creepy bits like that, and that wouldn't
Yeah.
mind seeing. What was that other anthology show you were talking about? Around the Twist? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Around the Twist. That's quite good. That was played on the BBC when we were kids.
There was one anthology, one of those anthology younger age TV shows in the 90s or 2000s, and I don't remember which one, and I'm certain it's not Goosebumps, but I could be wrong, where it's a girl living in a house with her parents, and her sister disappeared a few years before that, and there's no real explanation for it, and that's creepy enough in its own right. There's a room in the upper floor of the house that her parents tell her never to go into. She goes into it one day for one reason. Otherwise, there's no story if she doesn't do that. She goes into like a wardrobe in there, goes through the wardrobe, kind of like a Narnia in a way, I suppose, and ends up on the other side in her own house. However, she figures out she's not in her own house. It's like a mirrored version of her house that's a doll house. And she finds her sister in there that's been gone for a few years as a porcelain doll. And she tries to bring her sister out of it, but it's not really working because her like arms are coming off and stuff. And then the main character girl, her arms start going white like a porcelain doll and dusty. I remember it being very creepy and like
terrifying.
and not really fun at all, like a Goosebumps one.
God,
So I'm just wondering, is it this Twist one?
No, I do not think so. They lived in a lighthouse.
All right, what's Around the Twist? Is that
Around
what
the
it's-
Twist,
I love it.
yeah.
Okay,
A good theme tune as well.
Yeah.
But the only other anthology shows I can think of was a show called Erie, Indiana, which was a kid who moves to a new town and there's all this weird stuff going on in the town.
That's on. For some reason, somebody mentioned that when looking at one of my Weird Ireland videos
Really?
before. I don't remember which one, and I don't remember why. And then I looked it up, and it's actually on Amazon Plus. And I tried to watch a bit of it, and I was like, I don't understand this. I don't really get it.
There was Erie, Indiana, and then there was another one about, I can't remember what it was, about a girl who there's like a local mysterious chemical plant, and she gets covered in this chemical while riding her bike one day. The truck turns over. I can't remember what that was called. But,
that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, wasn't it?
No,
That's
no,
kind of what
different
happens in that.
one. Pretty much. But she didn't turn into a giant rat.
No.
But yeah, but they were good shows. I've heard recently about people are they're like giving their kids a 90s childhood. They don't want them to watch these children's shows now because they're designed almost to be addictive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're just in whatever way they animate or the sounds, or they're designed to keep you watching. Whereas now they'll just buy DVDs and have them watching 90s kids shows, whatever.
And like, what is even the ones kids are watching these days?
Oh, I've no idea. I think it's more the toddler stuff that's the more
Yeah.
brainwashy, addictive.
Was that like? Do you remember the Babus? Is that what they were called?
Babus.
I'll have to get a picture of one. I thought they were scary. I wasn't a child when these were out. I was like a teenager, but I thought they were very scary looking altogether. They didn't have mouths. They had big eyes. And now, in fairness, Teletubbies was as crazy. It was as weird as it got. And that was like a staple. That was like,
Yeah. I remember the frenzy when those toys were released. Like, I was too old for them, but people were doing anything to get their hands on a Teletubby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was at the Christmas rush thing, and it's like people buying them, people meeting in a car park, and then they walk away, and then they realize they bought a bag of bricks or something.
Oh, what like in what Jingle All the Way, a
that kind of
Schwarzenegger
thing.
movie.
Yeah, that was brilliant, actually.
Yeah, there actually did used to be that. I don't know, does that still happen? Where a popular toy at Christmas would run out.
Yeah.
Or would run out. It would happen, and it'd be a pop, it's like, there would kind of be there was a very shared cultural experience because the same toy would be demonstrated on the Late Late Toy Show or on advertising around that time of year. So every kid wanted the one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens like that anymore. I couldn't say.
Probably not, because they can probably predict what numbers they need easier if most people are buying stuff online, and also just I suppose even Black Friday, you can find all those mad Black Friday videos, but apparently that just doesn't happen as much anymore.
Yeah,
there's like a slower release, or people do it more online. But what I found, like with you end up buying and selling stuff when you collect, or selling stuff, is like I've met up with people and they're like, this is actually for my kid because I showed them some old 90s stuff, and obviously the toys aren't available now, so but they wanted the toys, so they end up like looking for it secondhand.
Class.
Or years ago, my nephew was big into Thomas the Tank Engine, and he was just watching Thomas the Tank Engine videos on YouTube, and they got him this big Thomas the Tank Engine like carry case in the shape of Thomas the Tank Engine, and she was like, or I said to my sister-in-law, I was like, how did he find that? And she's like, oh, he's just watching YouTube videos, and it was like an old toy, and they had to like source it on Amazon or eBay.
Yeah, I was actually honestly going to say, when you mentioned Thomas the Tank Engine, I never got into it. There's with My Little Pony, there's the community online, the guys that are fans, are called Bronies.
Bronies, yeah.
And honest to God, there's a similar, not as maybe I don't know what difference of popularity, but Tankies, they're called.
Tankies?
Online.
Brilliant.
Thomas the Tank Engine fans. No, it is a subculture of its own as well.
Because there was just an auction in the last few weeks, it may not even happen yet, of selling off props from the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you could buy like a full size Thomas the Tank Engine train, and then they were selling like the faces for each individual scene and like an expression. You could buy like a fat controller and like loads of bits. Like, looked cool, but the prices were going mad, like
thousands.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't know if they even still make that.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
if you ever saw like behind the scenes, they were seriously huge sets.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh. I was under the impression that a Thomas the Tank Engine would be just like, as you know, like any model train, like not really all that big. Looks like a toy train itself. Or is it the whole set? You mean is huge? The
whole set, like, but they would have a scale. They would have varying scales that they could film on. Mm-hmm. So say if they were like doing a big scene like that showed overhead, maybe it's quite a small scale. Mm-hmm. But then like for up close scenes, they'd need the big tanks and the big sets. Mm-hmm. So like varying sets for what they needed.
What would have strangely, I don't know when it started, would have been just kind of an odd idea to pitch out there for them to make, where you like to take a train set and turn it into a TV show.
Yeah. There's a show in Sweden, and they play it at Christmas, and it's just a camera on the front of a train just going through the countryside, and people will just watch it and try and figure out where it is. And
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
The first thing I was about to say was on YouTube there's loads of those. There's loads of guys that just record a whole train journey, and people just watch them passively or in bed or whatever. And then the second thing is like geoguessing. So it's like those two things.
Geoguessing, yeah.
You any good?
I'm all right, actually.
Yeah.
I do the free version. I do like 3 a day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at getting like roughly where it is in the world. I find Edinburgh and Glasgow are from the stone in the old buildings. It's quite easy to spot.
Absolutely, yeah. I used to live in Edinburgh.
Okay.
I did, yeah. And I'd be able to... Oh, it's really nice as well. You can get a new guest every time. It's really nice. It is really, really nice. Yeah. They have a museum of childhood there. I only went once. When I went, I'm pretty sure it was free. And it was a donated private collection of somebody had just had a silly amount of toys. And that's what it is. They call it the Museum of Childhood, but it's just full of really old, a lot of the times pretty creepy toys. So that kind of thing would definitely be worth a look at if it's still open. I haven't been there in 10 years, I suppose, into that Museum of Childhood.
There's one here, but they don't have a physical space yet.
All right.
And I've done a few like volunteer exhibitions in a bank in Dunleary for them. Mm-hmm. But they're looking for a physical space. But they have some big collections from some collectors. Like they have the some private collectors, and then they have like the Lambert Puppet Theatre Archive. Were you ever there as a kid?
Lambert Puppet Theatre Archive. What's that?
Well, it was in Monkstown. Well, it's their archive, but it was a puppet theatre that was in Monkstown, and they were responsible for like Wanderley Wagon. And one of the kids was actually played Bosco.
The
like,
voice, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're a puppeteering family. But they had a puppet theatre in Monkstown, and it was like very popular for like kids' birthdays. And they had this character Judge who was this dog puppet.
He's on the Wanderly Night Wagon.
Yeah, he would have been in like Safe Cross Code adverts as like in like the 70s or 80s. Yes, they had this puppet theater, but they closed it down maybe 10 or 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But so they have their archive, so I would imagine it's like a lot of puppets and sets and posters. And
do they know where that is? It's not in a place yet, or is it?
It's not in a place yet. Yeah. It's just in storage. But it'll be amazing to see whenever they get to display this stuff. Like
I took my phone out to look because there is a particular theater that was that did the Rimini Riddle puppets. And they kind of know who, because they know who all the credits are. They know who everyone is in the show. And it was only the 90s. Like, it wasn't that long ago. I'm just wondering, was it those people, and is it them that might have the Rimini Riddle puppets? Maybe. I don't know how many of these companies there was like this that was doing puppets in Ireland at the one time.
Not many, I would say, because they travelled around. Like, it was a proper family business. Like, they had loads of kids.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they had 7 or 8 kids. And they were all like involved in the puppet theater in some capacity. Like,
cool.
So and then like one of the daughters played Bosco's a girl, just for your information there. Or played by a woman anyway.
Yeah.
But and you can still buy Bosco merchandise. Actually, there's a website. Bosco has like a
absolutely. Yeah. For some reason, that one there's a bunch of like, I call it Hiberno core. It's where like, do you know? Can you get what I mean when it's like clothing that reflects either Irish pop culture, Irish media lore, or older and newer Irish symbols, like there's the Triskel, St. Bridget's Cross, Claddagh rings, and it's all kind of made a bit of a fashion scene at the minute where you'll have a lot of, and there's quite a few brands doing it. I mean, like Pellador's one of the bigger ones doing stuff like that. But you've even got there's one called hairybaby.ie, I think, and exactly. I think they probably do Bosco stuff like that. I call that whole thing Hiberno core. I'm pointing at your toys right now. I'm calling these Hiberno core.
But they also have they've licensed Zig and Zag stuff now, so you can get a load of. I even dabbled in something else. I did those Irish language scarves.
All right. Does it just say the words Irish language?
No, it says Irish English Dictionary on one side, and then it says English Irish Dictionary on the other side. So it was this like really iconic Irish English Dictionary in like the 90s that had this real kind of psychedelic book cover on it. So I was like, I'd love to do something with that. And then I saw someone had made a Extravision scarf. And I was like, oh, I'll make a scarf.
Is Extravision an Irish company? Was it?
I think it was. Yeah. I remember before Extravision it was called, and I don't know if they bought them out or if it was a separate company, but they were called Late Night Movies.
Oh, it's a good name.
Yeah. So there was loads of like very independent like VHS stores back in the day, but then it was mostly just Extravision and Blockbuster later on. But I feel sorry for anyone who worked in Blockbuster and then they were like, you're going to be tanning people now.
Oh, really?
Because they had a tanning service later on before they went bust.
Did they? In Mullingar, where I'm from, there was a place called Chartbusters,
right?
Which I think was just a knockoff name or something. I don't think it was
Maybe it was Chartbusters. I don't know.
No, well, because Blockbusters is real. Blockbusters is definitely real, definitely in America. There's one left. It's outside Seattle, Washington, USA.
Oh, I thought there was one in Alaska.
I think, as one I'm aware of, is in Washington, maybe Oregon State, but it's around that side of the country. Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of Chartbusters, but there was someone in Ireland where like. They sold and rented DVDs and VHS, but they also did like tanning service.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like spray someone down.
That's very, very, very random diversification. That doesn't add up or make sense at all. Like,
I don't know. Maybe they saw a crossover in the clientele. I have no idea. But like, yeah.
So those scarves. I mean, this is kind of the height, like what I'm calling Hiberno core, anyways, kind of thing where. You know, you see like an older design that was popular back in the 90s. A lot of people in Ireland growing up would have seen this English-Irish dictionary.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, if I take that design from back then, and a lot of the time it's part of a larger theme of design that they used back in that era that had a particular look to it that nobody can quite put their finger on how it's got a theme going to it, but it kind of does.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, kind of bringing it back, reminding people of that.
So that design was like being used since like, I think 1953 up to like the mid 90s. So it's like it was a huge amount of people who had like interacted with that. But there was a green and white version, and then the standard was the black and white version. And I used it. Now you don't see them much anymore, but if I saw one in a charity shop, I'd buy one, the dictionary. Because like, it's funny because on the 3 sides of the paper of the cover, you'd see what kids would write stuff like their favorite football team or
cool.
the band they listened to, and it was kind of interesting to see how everyone had like customized their own dictionary. But yeah, that was just another aspect of that. Yeah.
If you were to, I think I'm going to wrap up soonish enough, kind of thing. But
sure.
as a last stage question, if you were to sell your entire collection at home, how much would it, give or take, would you get for it?
Oh God, I was thinking about this recently.
Yeah.
I suppose it would probably be somewhere around between the $5,000 and $7,000 mark.
Is that right?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it's not a huge amount, but like...
There'd be no point anyone breaking in your house to steal all these toys.
No.
Yeah.
They'd have to list them all.
Yeah.
Pain in the arse.
And you know what they all are, so you know who the seller is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that gives me a ballpark idea of like the value of these kind of toys and that kind of thing. Yeah. No, I think we'll... I think at that note, Richard, I think I'll... I don't know. Get ready to move on.
Cool.
I didn't know how to finish that sentence, but no, thanks for the chat, big time. And I actually really enjoy talking about niche subcultures, TV shows that I haven't talked about in a long time, and then when someone lets me talk about different kind of internet lore kind of things. So,
yeah,
thanks for all that.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Richard. I also want to thank. Hang on, I haven't done this in a while. I do a spoken outro that I haven't written down, but it's not like a long thing.
Yeah,
I haven't done this in a while. And I want to thank you, the listener, as well, for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, why not think of giving us a rating? And if you want to support this podcast, why not think of buying us a coffee? The links are in the description. Thanks for listening, and see you somewhere else in the Weird Ireland podcast.